Okay, the point P, 1, 1/2, lies on the curve y is equal to x divided by 1 plus x. If Q is the point x for the x coordinate, the y coordinate is x divided by 1 plus x, you want to use your calculator to find the slope of the secant line PQ, correct to 6 decimal places, for the following values of x. So let's just take a look at how we would solve by hand first, and then we'll go ahead and then I'll show you how to use the calculator. Okay, so we know that our ordered pair for the first one is x, which is equal to 0.5. Okay, and now we want to find out what is the y coordinate by plugging in 0.5 into this function, which is x divided by 1 plus x, which means we're going to get 0.5 divided by 1 plus 0.5, which gives us 0.333333. So our first order pair is going to be 0.5 and then 0.33333. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use the point now 0.5 and 0.333333, and we're going to use this point every single time 1 and 1/2 to find the slope. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 1/2, which is the same thing as 0.5, but we'll just write 1/2 minus 0.333333. We're going to divide that by 1 minus 0.5, which gives us 0.33333. And we're rounding it to 6 decimal places. So that gives us the slope, 0.333333. Now, instead of doing this all by hand, we can use Desmos. So a nice tool that we can use is our table in Desmos. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our table. And so for x1, we're going to put in the values that's given here. So our first one is 0.5, and then 0.9, 0.99, 0.999, 1.5, 1.1, 1.01, 1.001. Okay? And then over here, what we want to do is the value of y isn't y1, it's this actual formula. And that formula is taking x1 and dividing it by 1 plus x1. So what we're going to do is we're just going to backspace in here, and then we're going to put in x, and then you hit the number 1 so it does an automatic subscript, and then you're going to hit divide, and then you're going to put in 1 and then plus x subscript 1. And now you can see it's already calculated the y values. So if you look here, now we can go ahead and put in our y values. So we have 0.9, and then the y value you can see there. And let's go ahead and copy that, just so that we can write it in our table. So that means that our y value is going to be 0.47368,421. And then for 0.99, we have 0.49748,744. And then for 0.999, we have 0.49974987. And then for 1.5, we have 0.6. For 1.1, we have 0.52380,952. And then for 1.01, we have 0.50248,756. And then we have 1.001, 0.50024,988. Okay, so now we have our ordered pairs. Now we figured out what our y value is by using a calculator. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to be able to figure out how to calculate the slope. So we can create another column here. Okay, and that column is using the slope formula. Well, remember that the slope formula is going to take, in this scenario, we're going to take 1/2, and then we're going to subtract x1 divided by 1 plus x1 over 1 minus x1. And so we're going to put that into our Desmos calculator. So here we're going to put in parentheses 1/2 minus, well, we can just copy this formula from here. So if we just copy this entire formula here, and then we move to the table here and then put it right next to here, and then we're going to divide that by parentheses 1 minus x subscript 1. And so now you can see all our slopes. And so remember that we need to round this to 6 decimal places. So this slope is 0.263,158. This slope here is 0.251256. Next one we have 0.250125. Next one is 0.2. Next one is 0.238095. The next one is 0.248756. And then 0.249875. So there, our calculator on Desmos was able to do most of the work for us other than writing the information down. Now for part B, it's saying, using the results of part A, guess what the value of the slope of the tangent line to the curve at P1 1/2 would be. We can see here, as we're getting closer and closer here, using these values of 1.001 and 0.5002498, here our slopes are getting closer and closer to 0.24, which means that the slope appears to be around 1/4. And so the next question, part C, says, using the slope from part B, find an equation that's tangent line to the curve of 0.1 1/2. So we know that our slope is 1/4. We know that the point is at 1 and then 1/2. So we can use the point slope form. Y minus y1 which is equal to m times x minus x1. Let's plug in our values. So we have y minus y1, which is 1/2, which is equal to the slope, which is 1/4, times x minus 1. So that's point slope form. And then we can solve for y. We distribute the 1/4. We get 1/4 x minus 1/4. And y, which is equal to 1/4 x minus 1/4 plus 1/2, which gives us the line y, which is equal to 1/4 x plus 1/4.